Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers.
Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times. Every turn, every line we find, trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't gas, we know what it takes. Every set of build from the ground we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go in. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Got weekly sets ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear. Yeah, we test, we tone, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fight that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1. Till we build, till we build, till we build, Tier 1 setup shop.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tier 1 Studios. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. Joining me tonight are the voices inside my head alongside my good friends, myself and I, out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League once again with their Gen 4 Cup Series. And we have gone back in time once more to Daytona 2008 for a fantastic night of racing out here tonight at Daytona. Last broadcasted race before the 4th of July, so to all of my fellow patriots out there tonight, happy birthday, America. Celebrate the 250th birthday of these great United States. We thank you all for joining us tonight. On Friday night, with the guys over at Core, we will be holding a special event. And I can't add it because it's all on my... There it is. It's all on my iPad, so that's fine. We were going to do a figure 8 race at Irwindale with the extra jump. So feel free to join Core, Champions Off-Road Racing Esports League. But of course, the main attraction of tonight is the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlawed Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Last few minutes of practice out here tonight. Brighton Coleman in the number 4 Kodak machine. Trying to get that thing wound up out here tonight. We charge through turns 3 and 4 with Brighton Coleman. Currently 12th fastest car on track. Back through turns 1 and 2, all the way up to the high side of the banks. Everybody trying to squeeze out every ounce of horsepower in these Gen 4 Super Speedway models. Again, iRacing having watered them down way further than what they need to be. These cars should be more than capable of upwards and over 200 miles an hour. And, you know, God and everybody knows it, and they can't get these cars to go much faster than 185 out here tonight. Waiting for practice to come to a close out here tonight at the 2.5 mile Super Speedway here at Daytona International Super Speedway before the famous John S. Lane Trap Rock Incorporated repave in 2010 when the Daytona 500 was literally getting ripped apart. Funny story is my grandfather turned down going to Florida because he said, and quote, "I don't want moss on my ass." head over to qualifying. Apologies for that. Let's jump over to Tanner Ensign in the number 44 WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast Chevrolet Camaro. Hey Tanner, how come yours looks better than mine? I'm only teasing. I'm teasing. Don't worry, that's a joke. I promise I'm kidding. Don't worry about it. We're all good. 44 Tanner Ensign, little loose off of the bottom of the racetrack as we get rolling here tonight at Daytona. Down the backstretch, trying to wind this baby up as fast as these Gen 4 cars will go. Even with the extra 10% horsepower, these cars do not have a lot of snot to them. WIO Outlaw number 44 all the way up to the high side off of turns 3 and 4, running all the way up against the wall. Swinging it back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Through the tri-oval we go. Green flag is out for Tanner Ensign. First flying lap here at Daytona. Is this the 2008? It doesn't look like it. Oh, they wanted to make it a night race. And because old Daytona doesn't have lights, despite the very obvious fact it does. 44 of Tanner Ensign down the backstretch, off of turn 2, really showing off that American flag Patriot style 44 machine. We roll through turns 3 and 4, all Chevy dominated field out here once again tonight, as we remember to do that, because I'm a bit of an idiot. 44. First flying lap completed this time around. Tanner Ensign currently the race leader. Let's jump over to the tower, actually get a look. 49.7 dead. 33 of Brandon Harris, .093 behind. Statco's half a second back. Trey Smith half a second back. Back through turns 3 and 4. 44, Tanner Ensign still the car to beat. Joe Wells down in 7th. 44, past the start-finish line, ending his qualifying runs. Does he improve? No, he doesn't, as Brandon Harris takes pole. John Statkos up to pole now. Let's jump over to Jacob Shoffett in the 00. With a little bit of interior cam going for just a moment as we roll through turns 3 and 4. Sun setting over beautiful Daytona International Superspeedway. This is actually the repaved version. Because I didn't know that at first, but it is fine. Everything is fine. We are all good. I promise. Totally, for sure. Jacob Shoffett up to 9th at the moment. 0.19 behind the leader at the moment. Gene Watkinson 1.25 seconds back. Mike Presley 1.25 back as well. Krishan Elliott 1.5. Not a lot of speed in these race cars out here tonight, as Brighton Coleman and Mike Presley move up to 6th and 7th. Michael Loveless in the 68 up to 13. Krishan Elliott in the 91 up to 3rd with a flying lap. Gene Watkinson up to 4th. What a lap from him. Michael Loveless almost a full second behind leader as Jacob Shoffett comes back around the start-finish line. Shoffett proves to 7th. Dakota Henderson just ahead of him. Not a bad lap. Marcus Kaiser, the only car yet to qualify, unless he has a EOL penalty from the Wheel of Death. From, I believe it, who does that? I don't even know who does it anymore. There's so many people in here. I believe he may have spun the Wheel of Death on himself and got stuck with it. Brady Karowski up to 3rd. Michael Loveless up to 11th. Not the lap Loveless was looking for. Believe we are only waiting on Marcus Kaiser now. Everybody off the racetrack as we head over to the race itself. 60 laps under the lights here at Daytona International Superspeedway. We take a look at the grid. John Stackos, Trace Smith, Brady Kurowski, Kershawn Elliott, Gene Watkinson, Joe Wells, Dakota Henderson, Jacob Shoffett, Mike Presley, Brighton Coleman, Michael Loveless, Brandon Harris, Justin Bell, Marcus Kaiser. Down in 15th, last car in the race, Marcus Kaiser. Not off to a great start for tonight, but plenty of time to go racing out here tonight at Daytona. See what magic can happen here on the big banks at Daytona International Superspeedway. With Stackos leading the way and Trey Smith right alongside. Did my trading paints not reload? What's going on here? So we're going to do that very quick. You run as admin. There you go. That'll teach you. Tanner Ensign with an EOL. Again, folks, just trying to help get the race going out here tonight. Not sure who we are waiting on, as we have 30 seconds left to the grid. Could be a few cars up towards the front. Down to the last 10 seconds with the Wild West Racing League. Trying to get the ball rolling here. Joe Wells entering pit road as we go racing. John Stackos on the point, 51 to Trey Smith alongside him. Kershawn Elliott and Brady Kurowski. Joe Wells, Gene Watkinson, Jacob Shoffett, Brighton Coleman, Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, and Brandon Harris. Michael Loveless, Justin Bell, Tanner Ensign, and Marcus Kaiser. Last car on the track for 60 laps out here tonight at Daytona International Superspeedway. This is going to be some serious fun. I can feel it. Everybody's paints should be reloaded now, so we should be up to date on whose car looks like what. We trundle down the backstretch, waiting on the pace car through turns 3 and 4 coming up in just a moment as we pass on by the bus stop. Back through turns 3 and 4. Everybody getting ready to go racing out here tonight. John Stackos on the point for the race start. Down into the short chute we go. Pace car down pit road this time. Ready to go racing out here tonight. Green flag, green flag, green flag is in the air. We are racing. 77 off to a terrible start. Jamming up the whole bottom of the racetrack. 91 sliding down behind the 08. 68 of Loveless trying to get into line. Everybody slow away in these watered down super speedway cars. Side by side through turns 1 and 2 we go. Off of 2 and down the backstretch, side-by-side action, 51 and the 3 of Trey Smith and Joe Wells. Up to the lead, down the backstretch we go, 00 Jacob Shoffett with a great move. He's already up 5, he's in third, sliding down in front of John Stackos. Brighton Coleman on the outside. Krishan Elliott behind. 33 of Brandon Harris behind the 4 with the 8 of Justin Bell and the 44 pushing. .42 of Kaiser also on the high side. 0 of Mike Presley on the high side as well. As the 33 chooses the bottom. Nope, that's the 8. My apologies. 8 down to the bottom of the racetrack. Trey Smith, your race leader, off of turn 2. Looking down the backstretch at this small field. Only 15 cars out here tonight, but everybody trying to work together and make the magic happen early on in this race. Set the pace and set the tone early and run like that. Through the tri-oval we go. Everybody starting to fan out. Start a lap 3 of 60. Getting a little bit of flyby action down the backstretch and into turn 3 we go. 51 Powerade 0 car of Trey Smith leading the way. Joe Wells in the number 3 behind him. Jacob Schaffet, John Stackos, Krishan Elliott, Justin Bell, Brandon Harris, Tanner Ensign, Brighton Coleman, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Presley, Brady Karowski, Gene Watkinson, Dakota Henderson, and Michael Lovelace. Rounding out the end of the field out here tonight. Surprisingly poor start for the 68 of Lovelace. 2 seconds behind leader. We charge through turns 1 and 2. Everybody's starting to get into separate packs now. I believe that is the 44 Tanner Ensign leading that second pack. Plenty of racing left to go out here tonight. Let's take a look at the telemetry. Trey Smith in the number 51. 190 miles an hour off of turn 4 in 4th gear. Getting pushed by teammate Joe Wells through the tri-oval. Wells actually surprisingly able to keep his nose right underneath the wing of the 51, just ahead of him. 00 and the 08 really struggling to keep up with each other out here tonight. 91 of Elliott down in 5th. Justin Bell, Brandon Harris behind them. Tanner Ensign slowly reeling in the 33 Coors Light machine. Not by much, though, but he is doing so. Trey Smith, 196 down the backstretch for just a moment there. We charge through turns 3 and 4. Jump into the field a little bit. Let's go over to Brighton Coleman, leading this second pack. Brady Karowski, Gene Watkinson, Dakota Henderson out of the line. 68 of Michael Lovelace up to the high side to join him. Try to get an extra run going on the high side. A little bit of side drafting action tends to help these cars out. Seven of 60 this time by Trey Smith, still leading the way. Marcus Kaiser with the 0 of Mike Presley all the way at the back of the pack. Not having a great night now. Michael Lovelace turning on the nitrous in that car, trying to get that speed going out here tonight. Really starting to put on the pressure. We roll off to turn 2 with the back markers of Marcus Kaiser and Mike Presley. Trey Smith with the 3 and the 00. Right behind him. 08, 91, and the 8 behind him as well. 51 of Trey Smith doing a great job as the leader, getting shoved all the way down the front stretch by the number 3 right behind him, holding just a little less throttle than everybody else, letting the 3 do a lot of the work down the backstretch. Double Zero starting to reel them in, though. Not a lot of opportunity to make a pass happen. Nobody wanting to get out of line. Top 5 cars, all within a third of a second of each other. Top 6 cars, excuse me. Brandon Harris, 5 seconds and falling behind the leaders. Let's jump down to him in that 7th place position, number 33. Running the high side for some reason. Seeing the 568, 44, and the 4 and 77. Breeze on past. He's going to really want to get straight back into line. Doesn't want to chop off the 77's nose. Gets back in line behind the 77 Sirogi's machine of Brady Kurowski. Gene Walkinson down to 13th. He's down 8th with Brady Kurowski as well down 8. Mike Presley down 5. Marcus Kaiser starting and running last. 10 of 60 this time by. Get a little bit of interior cam going for just a moment. Brandon Harris really falling back out here tonight, not having a lot of speed. Struggling to keep that car going forward as well as everybody else is. Again, this is the problem with iRacing, not knowing how to not screw up their own stuff. Having to water down their own models so badly that they can't drive forward or suck up to each other at all. But the 3 in this 51 of Joe Wells and Trey Smith on the point, running away with this race at the moment. Jacob Schaffet, John Stackos, and Justin Bell right there on their heels. They're not able to suck up to each other as well as this 3 in the 51 are. 51 may be going a little bit less than full throttle to help this 3 car behind him keep the momentum up. Smith leading the way, Joe Wells in second, Jacob Schaffet, John Stackos, Justin Bell, Dakota Henderson, Michael Lovelace. Let's jump down to him in the 68, under pressure from the 44 and the 4 of Tanner Ensign and Brighton Coleman behind. Dakota Henderson leading the way of this pack. 77 of Brady Kurowski down at the back of the field, or at the back of this pack. Krishan Elliott in the 91 falling back like a stone as well. Not sure what the problem is out here tonight. A lot of cars just not getting up to speed or cannot handle the draft out here tonight at Daytona. We continue racing with the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. off of turn 4. Into the short chute we go. 5 Dakota Henderson leading this pack. Michael Loveless in the 68, right there on his heels. 44 Ensign and the 4 of Brighton Coleman trying to sneak one up the inside. Loveless not having it. Jump over to Krishan Elliott in the 91, running by himself out here at the moment. Not catching up at all, and certainly falling back by a wide margin. Just unable to keep this number 91 Monte Carlo Milkbone Chevrolet running as well as everybody else has. Jumping back up towards our race leader, Trey Smith, running away with this race at the moment. Take a little bit of track information. 2.48 mile tri-oval design, 37 feet above sea level, 60 mile an hour speed limit on pit road. Take a look at the weather. 65 degrees on the track, 65 degrees in the air, 67 degrees on the track. 2 mile an hour wind from the north. Dry weather conditions. Everybody's still on the lead lap and still racing clean at the moment. 17 of 60 completed this time by. .51 of Smith, still running away with it. Apologies, it's going to be a kind of quiet one out here tonight. We do start seeing some takers for pit road. Gene Watkinson and Mike Presley both down pit road. 51 of Smith coming down pit road as well with the 3 of Joe Wells. New leader Jacob Shoffett leading the way with the 08 of Stackcoast hot on his heels as we charge down into turns 1 and 2. Trey Smith, Joe Wells, Justin Bell, Gene Watkinson, and Mike Presley all down pit road. Approaching the 20 lap mark. These front two starting to lose time to Dakota Henderson, Michael Loveless, Tanner Ensign, Brady Kurowski, Krishan Elliott making up some time here. Marcus Kaiser and Mike Presley and Gene Watkinson down a lap off of pit road. There's a 0, the 00 and the 08 roll off of turns 3 and 4. 5 of Henderson down pit road with the 68 of Loveless, Tanner Ensign, Brady Kurowski, Brighton Coleman also. Krishan Elliott just going through turn 3 now. Jacob Shoffett still leading the way with John Stackhouse hot on his heels. Jacob Shoffett and John Stackhouse both down pit road this time. Michael Loveless just rolling off of pit road as your race leader. Joe Wells and Trey Smith beating him off of pit road. Not what Michael Loveless would have wanted out here tonight at Daytona. 3 and the 51 working together again. 51, the pusher now, behind the 3 of Joe Wells. We charge through turns 3 and 4, trying to get these cars back up to speed. Less than just about a third of the way into this race. Excuse me. 3 of Wells holding position. Jacob Schoffett and John Stackhouse both off of pit road just now. 00 and the 08 getting reeled in on by Wells and Smith. We charge down the backstretch. Whole slew of cars just ahead of them. Schoffett and Stackhouse trying to stay in this pack so they don't get caught up as much from the 3 and the 51, trying to reel them in a second and a quarter. 00 and the 08 to the high side past the 5 of Dakota Henderson, one of the faster cars on track out here tonight. Cutting down in front of him. Rolling roadblock now for the 3 and the 51. 42 of Marcus Kaiser in the way. 5 Dakota Henderson in the way. 42 with a ballsy move onto the apron for just a moment there. Managed to keep it straight. What a save from the 42 of Marcus Kaiser. The 3 and the 51 start reeling in the number 5 of Dakota Henderson. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Chevrolet. Or is that just a Kellogg's car? It's just a Kellogg's car. Three of Wells stuck behind this 5 car of Dakota Henderson, getting right underneath his wing. One of the only cars that actually do that out here tonight. 51 of Trey Smith starting to slow down. Jacob Schoffett still leading the way. 5 of Henderson still blocking. 00 of Schoffett to the outside. Relenting the position to John Stackhouse. He falls back to the rear of this rear of this pack. 08 of Stackhouse back up to the lead after Jacob Schoffett hands him the position. Interesting situation out here tonight at Daytona. Not sure what the thought process is behind that. Stackhouse may be having overheating problems. Approach lap 25 of 60. Down the backstretch we go. Joe Wells up to the lead now. 51 of Trey Smith. Both behind the 5 of Dakota Henderson. 08 of Stackhouse struggling to keep the pace out here tonight on the point. 5 of Henderson. Three of Joe Wells saving plenty of gas, trying to run behind this 5 car of Henderson, pushing and shoving him all the way down the backstretch into turn 3. 51 in the 08 right there on their heels. 00 of Shoffett starting to fall back, though, out here tonight at Daytona. Again, folks, apologies, this is not the most interesting race. A little bit of in-car cam for just a moment. Rhea Wells still all over the bumper of this 5 car just ahead. Down the backstretch we go once again. Let's start jumping into the field a little bit more. Down to Michael Loveless in the 68. In the middle of a Ensign Motorsports sandwich between Justin Bell and Brighton Coleman. And a lot of cars struggling to keep up the absolute monstrous pace that Joe Wells and Trey Smith have put on for everybody out here tonight at Daytona. Still plenty of time to go as we approach halfway. '68 of Loveless putting on a show out here tonight. Currently back up to 6th. After starting near last, he's up 5 positions since the start, having started in 11th. Justin Bell up 9. Tanner Ensign and Jacob Shoffett both up 4 each. Joe Wells up 5. Brendan Harris up 1. Gene Walkinson down 8. Dakota Henderson down 7. Brady Kurowski down 5. Krishan Elliott down 6. John Stackhouse down 2. And Mike Presley down 3. These 3 are still trying to work together out here. Justin Bell, Michael Loveless, and Brighton Coleman back through turns 3 and 4. Space between these cars, because again, for some reason, you just cannot get these cars to work together nicely anymore. 30 laps to go this time by. Joe Wells still leading the way behind the 5 of Dakota Henderson. Starting to catch up to a back marker pack. That is the 91-33-0 in the 111. Struggling to keep up their pace out here tonight. Everybody side by side once again out here tonight. Short shoot, 5 still leading the way, 3 51-08 in the 00, 91-33-0 in the 111 on the bottom. High side are the leaders, excluding Dakota Henderson. who was just helping these leaders get around these back markers, or at least doing his best to do so as we jump inside with Joe Wells just a moment ago. Side-by-side action as we roll through turns 3 and 4. Everybody still trying to keep some speed going. Dakota Henderson leading this pack of the leaders. 3:51.08 and the 0091.33. 0 and the 111 on the bottom. Yeah, not a lot of pace out here tonight from either side. 3 of Joe Wells running the 5 up the racetrack a little bit. 5 trying to block, not go a lap down. Inadvertently slowing himself and everyone else on the high side back down. Down the backstretch, 3 in the 51, down to the bottom. Trying to sneak on past the 5. Nearly to Stackos. Stuck behind Henderson with the 00. Joe Wells and Trey Smith breaking away once again. 5 blocking the 08 and the 00. Whoa! Cut across! And almost... Oh, there is contact! First caution of the night. Let's jump back and take a look. 33 and the 0 kind of assisted the 91 around. Nothing they could really do about it. Let's also take another look at what happened with Dakota Henderson through the tri-oval. There we go. 5 clipped the 91. 33 went under the 91 to try and get around him. Not sure if he was wrecking. 33 stuck his nose in. 91 chopped it off, and around they go. And into the grass. First caution of the night. Joe Wells leading the way. Trey Smith, John Stackos, Jacob Schaffet, Justin Bell, Michael Lovelace, Brighton Coleman, Tanner Ensign, and Brady Karowski. Top 9 still on the lead lap. Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, Gene Watkinson, Brandon Harris, Marcus Kaiser, and Krishan Elliott all down 1. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDERPVE. Everybody down pit road except for Brady Karowski. Brady Karowski down pit. No. Brady Karowski having some radio issues out here tonight. He is down pit road. Gene Watkinson staying out. Bold move from Watkinson. 5 overshooting his spot for just a moment there. Marcus Kaiser back out quick. These two are both back on the lead lap. Joe Wells, Trey Smith, Justin Bell, Michael Lovelace, Brighton Coleman, John Stackos, Jacob Schaffet. Brady Karowski may get the better of Tanner Ensign. Yes, he will. Tanner Ensign still stuck on pit road. Pit lane. There you go. Oh, there goes Tanner Ensign now. 77 of Karowski trying to fill up as much as he can. As we get back behind the pace car, this broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Hope everybody's enjoying the stream. Again, apologies if it is not quite as entertaining as some of the other ones, but hey, here we are. A lot of cars going back down pit road. 5, 8, 68, 08, 00, 44 back down pit road as well. Pace cars' lights are off. Joe Wells, Trey Smith, Brighton Coleman, Brady Karowski on the point. Very interesting that all 5 of those cars would go down pit road at the same time for a second time around. Everybody getting stacked back up behind leader Joe Wells, Trey Smith on the outside. 4 of Brighton Coleman, 77 of Karowski, 08 of Stackos, 68 of Lovelace, 8 of Bell, 00 of Shoffett, Tanner Ensign in the 44, Gene Watkinson in the 111, Marcus Kaiser. Down pit road again, Mike Presley, Brandon Harris, Dakota Henderson, and Krishan Elliott down in last. Green flag, green flag, green flag is back in the air. We are racing out here tonight. 11 cars still on the lead lap. 51 checking up a little bit as we get going. Rest of the field very poorly away. 3 wide behind the leaders. Joe Wells, Trey Smith, and the 0 of Mike Presley, who is currently down in 12th. In the 3rd place spot. Not quite sure why. 22 laps to go this time by. 351 in the 0, away beautifully. Brady Karowski a second and a half back with Stackos, Bell, and Lovelace. We charge into turns 3 and 4. Rest of the field running single file action behind him. 77 leading the way of Brady Karowski. First and second are on your screen, 3 and the 51. '51 into 3, abandoned by the 0. 0 falling back towards the rear. Blocking the 77, 08, excuse me, all over the back of the 77. Going to turns 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, excuse me. I keep getting lost on ovals. 08 and the 77 really punting each other all over the racetrack. 77 trying to get away from the 08. 8 of Justin Bell right there behind Stackos. 0 of Presley falling back a little bit further on the inside. Whoa, big slide from Justin Bell into turn 3. What a save from him. He was completely sideways there for just a moment. Starting to reel in the leaders now. 868, 80868. Running down the 51 in the 3. Statcoast up to third. 8 of Justin Bell blocking the hell out of the 5 of Dakota Henderson. 00 Jacob Schaffet right behind him. 44 and the 4 of Ensign and Coleman behind him. Through the trial vault. 0 Statcoast up to third once again. Starting to get around some of this lap traffic. Everybody getting back in formation behind the 3 and the 51. Trying to keep the momentum going. Start getting into a battle for the lead here tonight at Daytona. Into turns 3 and 4. Through the tri-oval and down into the short chute. 351.08, 68. 44 of Tanner Ensign up to 5th. On the high side behind Dakota Henderson. 77 of Brady Karowski on his inside, trying to keep up with the 68. 00 of Schaffet pushing him. 44 with the 5 leading them. 8 of Justin Bell behind. I believe that is the 0 of Mike Presley behind as well, and the 4 of Brighton Coleman. Whoa! 8 just dumped his teammate up into the fence. Caution is out. Justin Bell just destroyed his own teammate. 8 losing a tire as he trundles down pit road. 44 with a beautiful J-turn, managing to get that car spun back around and straight down into pit road. Second caution of the night. Yeah, just got hooked on the 8 up into the catch fence, and around it goes. Nothing they could really do about it. 44 with a beautiful drift, managing to get it turned back around and back into this race. Second caution of the night here at Daytona. Sorry. Readjusting the mic. Had to check something really quick. Pace Car's lights are off, ready to go racing once again out here tonight. The Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Wood Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran owned and operated. Everybody getting settled back down here at Daytona. Joe Wells still on the point. 51 of Trey Smith alongside. John Stackos, Jacob Schaffet, Brighton Coleman, Michael Loveless, Brady Karowski, Gene Walkinson, Marcus Kaiser, Tanner Ensign, Dakota Henderson, Brandon Harris, all on the lead lap. Mike Presley, Justin Bell, and Krishawn Elliott, all at least one lap down. Elliott may be out of the race. Rolling through the restart zone we go. Green flag, green flag, green flag is back in the air. 13 laps to go here at Daytona. Back through turns 1 and 2 we go. 51 of Smith did not get where he wanted. Was unable to get behind his teammate in the 3 of Joe Wells, sliding up to the high side, working with his teammate once again. 08 and 68, trying to snake on past. 3 goes back down to block. Doing a good flyby camera out here tonight at Daytona on the bottom of the racetrack. Through the short chute and back down into turn 1 we go. 3 of Joe Wells still in the way. John Stackos, Michael Loveless up to 3rd. Trey Smith, Brady Karowski, Marcus Kaiser, Tanner Ensign and Brighton Coleman side by side. Dakota Henderson and Jacob Schaffet. Brandon Harris, Gene Walkinson, Mike Presley a lap down. Justin Bell also up in the mix. Into the short chute and the tri-oval we go. Down to the wire here at Daytona. Through turns 1 and 2. Three of Joe Wells leading the way out here tonight, trying to get his first win with the Wild West Racing League. If I'm not mistaken, this will be his first win. 08 of Stackos right there behind him. Michael Loveless trying to get the pace back into that race car out here tonight. Trey Smith currently stuck in 4th, no help at the moment. 77 of Karowski right behind him. 42 of Kaiser, 44 of Ensign, and the 4 of Coleman behind them. Top 3 are locking bumpers together. 68 of Loveless all over the bumper of this 08. Back into turns 1 and 2 we go. 10 laps to go here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Let's actually jump inside. Number 68 of Michael Loveless onto some good old gyrocam. Taking a look at the 08 of John Stackos just ahead of him. Look at the banking out here tonight. Your 33 or 35 degree banking out here at Daytona. Really trying to plane these things up and make it work on the bottom of the racetrack. Use all the speed you have. 9 laps to go here at Daytona. On board with the 68 of Loveless will stay on board for another lap. Still watching the 08 of John Stackhouse just ahead of him. Back past the start-finish line. Go back outside. Let's jump down to Dakota Henderson in the 5. Right on board with him a little bit. No, that's not Tanner Ensign. Jacob Schaffet, Gene Watkinson, and Brandon Harris all behind. Seven laps to go out here tonight at Daytona. Joe Wells, John Stackhouse, Michael Loveless, Trey Smith, Brady Kurowski, Marcus Kaiser, Tanner Ensign, Brighton Coleman, Dakota Henderson we're on board with now. Jacob Schaffet, Gene Watkinson, and Brandon Harris. We jump back up towards the front. Let's go up to Brady Kurowski, right on the bumper of the 51. Top 5 trying to run away with this race out here tonight. Into turns 1 and 2. 6 laps to go here at Daytona. 77 of Kurowski. Trying to keep the pace up with the top 4 ahead of him. '77 slowly reeling in the 51. 5 laps to go here at Daytona. '77 slowly reeling in. Trey Smith just ahead of him. Back past the start-finish line, anything at this point will be overtime. Jumping back on with our race leader, Joe Wells. Has to make it around 4 more times to win out here at Daytona. 08 of Stackhouse pushing him all the way down the backstretch, through turns 3 and 4, and onto the backstretch. Excuse me. Brady, the internet just blipped. Apologies if it did for you guys as well. 3 of Wells still leading the way as we go past the start-finish line. 3 laps to go. Again, folks, sorry if it is a little bit of a boring broadcast. Not much I could really do about it. I mean, I could go backwards down around the racetrack and see how well that works. Everybody else just to the back of your screens there. Off of turn 2. Dakota Henderson falling back quite a bit. 8 seconds behind the leader. 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Joe Wells still leading the way. Top 4 working together now. Brady Kurowski falling back. Not sure if he's having a problem out here tonight. White flag is out for Joe Wells, coming back no matter what. Needs to run one hell of a race. 68 of Loveless blocking the 51 of Trey Smith. A little bit more aggressively now. Trying to hold that 3rd place out here tonight at Daytona. Wells, Stackcoast, Loveless, and Smith. Top 4 trying to make it back around. Beautiful flyby as we charge down the back stretch past the bus stop and into turn 3. That's a Sunoco sign at the entry of turn 3. Back around through turns 3 and 4 now. Back into the short chute we go. Beautiful flyby cam. Who's going to try and take it 0-8 to Stackcoast in the 68. Side by side, trying to go 3 wide. Joe Wells wins tonight at Daytona. Michael Loveless with a last-second move up to the high side and gets 2nd place on John Stackcoast. Trey Smith holding 4th. What a race. Brady Kurowski, Dakota Henderson, Jacob Schaffet, Brighton Coleman, Gene Walkinson, Tanner Ensign down in 10th, Mike Presley, Marcus Kaiser, Brandon Harris, Justin Bell, and Krishan Elliott. Get Joe Wells in here. Joe Wells, this is Pat Wilkinson. I'm the booth. You got me.
Hello there.
Pat, I got you, brother. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again as well. Congratulations on a fantastic win out here tonight. Here at Daytona
thank you very
International
much.
Super Speedway. Talk us through it.
Oh man, Trey, man. I mean, Trey was ultimate teammate tonight. Him and I mean, we had a fantastic strategy from the get-go, and just started up front. Was enough to kind of stay up front the whole night and push as far and as hard as we could away from everybody else behind us. And it seemed like every 5 laps, the pack would break apart from 9 cars, 8 cars, 7 cars, and even through the pit cycles, we were able to hit it pretty perfectly. And right there at the end, I think we just got the right pushes that we need. And when it was only us 4 at the end there, I know Trey and I were doing everything we could to make sure one of us got the win. So I'm glad it worked out.
Well, I'd certainly say so, with a fantastic win out here tonight in the Snap-on Good Wrench Chevrolet number 3 machine out here tonight. Congratulations once again on the win. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, shout out to my teammates. Shout out Brady for having a great finish tonight. Krishan and Kaiser, I know you guys didn't have as good of a finish as expected. Blake as well, but you know, it was a great team, I think, race all around. I don't normally make starts here in the Gen 4 series, so was glad to kind of come in here and start off strong on a spot start. And yeah, thank you in the booth. Thank you to Tanner and Trey for running the league. And great race to everybody. I think it was Michael got 2nd. I think it was John that was also racing there at the end. You know, thank you guys for keeping it clean. I mean, you guys could have dumped me any moment you wanted, and racing clean like that doesn't happen often on iRacing, so I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate that very much. Thanks for joining us up in the booth once again, and congratulations here at Daytona.
Thank you very much, Pat. Have a great night.
You as well. Thank you. Joe Wells in the number 3. Let's get Michael Loveless in here, as he's doing, I believe, the highest top speed Polish victory lap we have ever seen. There he is. Michael Loveless. Michael Loveless, welcome up to the booth. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It was a good race. It was great to working with teammates, coming back. Some unfortunate events for a bunch of people, but, you know, it was great working with John and I.
I'd say so. In that number 68, Meals on Wheels Water Wheel Foundation Chevrolet out here tonight with a fantastic second place result. One heck of a race for you out there tonight. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you for being up here in the booth. Thank you to all the people watching, the Meals on Wheels Foundation, the Water Wheel Foundation. Please go and donate, volunteer your time with them. And thank you all for being here. John's going to do something here special for us. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Let's get John Statkos in here. John Statkos, this is Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Congratulations on a fantastic P3 out here tonight here at Daytona. What
Thank
do
you,
you
sir.
have planned with the highest speed Polish victory lap of all time?
Oh, just seeing my girlfriend Mimi Milkovich here. Trying to.
Oh, dear God.
An inside joke. Little joke Mike and I have going on. Anyways.
As long as it's YouTube appropriate, it's fine.
Yeah, that was good. It was a fun race. It was really good.
Well, anything else you'd like to add on to that, apart from it was a good race?
Oh, no, it was going to be a fuel mileage race up until that last caution, but that was it. After that, it was done. So Michael and I had a little bit of a plan, but it just didn't work out. These cars just don't suck up as well as they should, or think they should, anyways. But it was really good.
Well, regardless, congratulations on a fantastic P3 out here tonight at Daytona. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Just thank all the drivers, clean race, and everybody. Thanks to my teammate here doing burnouts in front of me, Michael, and to you. Thank you for the broadcast. It's great, always.
I certainly try, even on the drier races like tonight.
Yeah, a little bit,
Not
right?
a lot I can really do about that.
Oh, you always do well, buddy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you as well. Thank you. And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Well, folks, you've yet again spent another perfectly good hour and 20 minutes with all of us here at Tier 1 Studios. We thank you all for joining tonight. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO, Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast was also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. This has been the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here at Daytona. And until July 5th, when we're back with the Ino Image GR86 Cup at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Sunday doubleheader weekend at Charlotte, and then we'll be back here with the Truck Series Sunday night on the road course. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. This has been Tier 1 Studios, and until next time, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times, every turn, every line we find. Trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every setup built from the ground, we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go win. Yeah, we built for 'em. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green drop with a reason you're leading tier 1. Set up shop tier 1. Take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs with the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you want to win races, tier 1, set up shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear, yeah, we test, we tune, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win, yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop. We're the reason you're leading tier 1. Set up shop tier 1. Yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, tier 1, set up shop. See you in victory lane. Tier 1, set up shop. Tier 1. Tier 1. Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times, every turn, every line we find. Trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every setup built from the ground, we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go win. Yeah, we built for 'em. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop. With a reason you're leading tier 1. Set up shop tier 1. Take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs with the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, tier 1, set up shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready